Did I look that bad?
Molly Boyce can laugh about it now, hardly recognizing herself from several years ago.
You know, like I joke about it a lot, you know, when I see people and I say hi and all that, and oh, I didn't even recognize you. Why? Am I too clean? That's my joke, eh?
But the state of Boyce's life wasn't funny back then.
I don't know, I always thought that I was gonna die. Yeah. Like I thought I was gonna be the next one.
Barely surviving, Boyce decided she didn't want to die. Today, she's a success story. Just a couple of months ago, Boyce was valedictorian of her graduating class. Now she's working at the shelter house where she was once a client. Boyce's story is a familiar one. She experienced traumas early on in her life and felt like she had no one to turn to.
I became promiscuous. I became, you know, an alcoholic, a drug addict. Just because of that one trauma that I thought that I was crazy, you know.
Her addictions led to homelessness, moving from one town to another. By 2011, Boyce was ready for change. She was one of the first clients of the Shelter House's Kwekiwin program, a treatment program for chronic alcoholics that provides a roof overhead and managed doses of wine. Boyce said she owes so much to the program.
They listened. They told me I mattered, you know. Yeah, and that's where my journey totally began, because somebody listened.
She spent 3 years in the Kwekiwin program. Boyce said the most important part of her healing was reconciling with her father. When he got sick, Boyce ended up taking care of him. The two participated in a traditional healing circle together where she found closure before he passed.
And that was the greatest feeling, because me and him, we shared what actually happened to us, why our relationship was broken, you know. And we did a lot of forgiveness after that circle. And ever since then, I just been like, everything doesn't matter.
Boyce has even forgiven the person who almost killed her. The physical scars now are a reminder of how far she's come.
I can't help but think of the journey we all have been through.
In her valedictorian speech, Boyce gave special credit to her children. Estranged from them for many years, she is grateful for the relationship she's been able to rebuild.
I'm blessed, you know, my children are so resilient, you know, after all these years, they still always welcome me home, you know.
But the best part of her journey?
My grandchildren. It's so rewarding. You know, just like what I was mentioning when you first got here, eh? You know, my two oldest granddaughters, eh? I didn't really know them until still recently.
Michelle Jordan is the executive director at Shelter House. She said the Kwekiwin program works for clients in its own ways.
But we do have, you know, similar stories from other people who are now gone on their own and not living with addiction, have reconnected with their families, with the culture, and that's what we hope for everyone that's involved in the program.
Unfortunately, not all make it. Boyce said a lot of the people she lived with at the Shelter House have died. Grief and loss still a part of her story.
I don't know, it's survivor's guilt, I guess. It still gets to me, you know, like, why did I survive?
But working at the Shelter House is a chance for Boyce to inspire others. She said she sees how her generation suffers from the traumas of residential schools.
I wish I had a magic wand sometimes, you know, just to take, you know, the pain that I see, because I know the pain that they are feeling, you know.
Boyce said it helped having someone who believed and listened to her.
I have to take responsibility for the things I've done too, you know, and how I've handled the trauma that was done to me. See, now we don't have to handle it going to drugs and alcohol and all that, because we're no longer told to shut up, you know. We're getting our voice back, and, you know, let's use it.
Boyce plans to continue to use her voice. She's moving back to her home community of Edmonton First Nation, where she will study to become a nurse. And of course, enjoy being a grandma. Willow, Fiddler, APTN National News, Thunder Bay.